Some Houston parents are banding together. They say their school principal was forced to resign.
And a big group calling a news conference today at the Mandarin Immersion Magnet School. Even more parents are talking about this right now on the KHOU11 Facebook page, as you can see. And Stephanie Whitfield now on the fight those parents are taking to tonight's HISD board meeting.
We will not be intimidated into silence. And
these protesters are parents. Last week, they learned the principal of HISD's Mandarin Immersion Magnet School is resigning.
He is the heartbeat of our school, and they are literally ripping that out from us.
Principal Chowlin Chang sent this letter home with students, calling the decision his own. But parents of the high-performing school are convinced there's more to the story.
If he stayed, his choices were a demotion, put on a performance plan, or resignation.
They claim HISD administrators have forced school staff to lower standards and make the curriculum easier. Changes, they say, were made because of concerns of a small number of parents.
We would like them to open an independent investigation into how decisions have been made regarding parent complaints and the support of teachers, as well as the resignation of Principal Chang.
HISD tells us it doesn't comment on personnel issues, but more than 2,000 people have voiced their opinions, signing a petition to bring the beloved principal back.
Houston Independent School District administrators have made it clear that they do not believe that speaking Mandarin is a requirement for the next principal.
These parents plan to confront the HISD Board of Trustees next. They hope their public protest will be impossible to ignore. Stephanie Whitfield, KHOU 11 News.